Good evening, friends, and a Merry Christmas to you all on this eve of Christmas Eve. I'm recording this video to share with you St. James's choices about how we're going to respond to the Omicron variant at this time. We don't yet know exactly how dangerous it is as compared with earlier versions, but it's certainly way more transmissible. So we're not in the same place where we were last winter because there's so much more vaccination now, but it still is deeply troubling. People who are unvaccinated will die from it. Others will get sick from it. The number of cases in our area has been skyrocketing in the last week, and hospitals are already getting overstretched and overwhelmed by it. But because of this, our church regathering team and I gathered together and we discussed what we're going to do for the next 5 services at our church. So for tomorrow's Christmas Eve pageant at 5 p.m., as well as our Sunday service on January 2nd, we are asking folks to stay home and participate online. What we'll do is we'll have these sort of essential personnel like preachers and readers, but also pageant sheep and their parents. They'll be at the church to record our worship, and others we ask to remain at home and participate from there. For the other 3 services in the middle of those dates, so that's the Christmas Eve late service at 10 p.m., the Christmas Day service at 10 a.m., and also the Sunday, December 26th service at 10:30 a.m. Those services will remain open to in-person attendance, and the reason for that is those are less well attended historically, and so we think they're significantly safer. Other things you need to know about all of these services. If you're coming, wear coat and gloves because we're going to keep the doors open to increase ventilation. Outdoor, that significantly makes things safer. And also the other thing that's sort of a thing we haven't talked about at St. James's yet, but we're learning that there's way different quality of masks out there. Cloth masks aren't as good as a lot of the other things you can get. So at this time, we're asking folks to use KN95 masks or KF94 masks, and we'll have those at the church if you don't have them to bring. So you can get one when you arrive if you're coming for one of the in-person services or you're the essential personnel at the virtual services. Other things to know, changes we're making given that Omicron is changing things for us. We're for right now going to suspend coffee hour and Sunday school. We're going to take a few weeks to think about what we can do. And our regathering team will come together on Monday, January 3rd and review how things are going and also where the Omicron surge is. And we'll begin to plan at that point for what we do from January 9th going forward. For some of you, these guidelines might seem needlessly restrictive and therefore frustrating. For others, they might not seem to go far enough. There are some people that wanted us to go full remote for everything. I want to start by showing my appreciation for the work of our regathering team. It's done a lot of work and a lot of thinking, and a lot of praying even, to find a balanced solution that leans in the direction of safety for those at risk. The temptation at a place like St. James's, where so many people are fully vaccinated and fairly safe, the temptation could be to press forward with less concern for potential disease transmission. But as followers of Jesus, the one who never forgets anyone, we're called to keep in mind the unvaccinated and the at-risk and our seniors and our emotionally distressed folks, and even the bloviating anti-vaxxer. All those folks we need to keep in mind in making our decisions about our time. And so I'll add, these are my words, not the regathering team's words, but as a pastor, it's weird to say this, but I hope many of you won't come to church at all during this Christmas season. Obviously, if you have potential COVID symptoms, you really can't come to church. And you should be online. And if you or anyone in your household is not fully vaccinated or at high risk, you should not come to church and participate online. But even if those things aren't true for you, if you're in a situation where you're healthy and the people around you are vaccinated, I'd still encourage you to consider strongly doing our worship online. I'm pretty sad to say this. I was saying that on Tuesday at the morning prayer, how excited I've been to worship with the whole community again since losing that last year. And so I'm disappointed to not be able to be one of the leaders that offers that to the St. James community this Christmas. Yet we also know that Christmas does not require a crowd. Mary and Joseph were the only people there for that first Christmas. The shepherds and magi show up later. If you stay home, I invite you to, in your prayer and in your imagination, know that your home is in some ways also that barn with the manger. Because wherever you are on Christmas, wherever it might be, Christ is born there.